What up, my people? I go by the name T-Ram, aka the stylish rapper, aka Conshon, aka Fire, aka what I say, BBB.
So are you saying that in this case, if Shatta and Lumba were to have a show, though I'm coming.
Okay, I was going to beg you not to call.
No, because she said something.
Oh, like
show
wise,
I think
on the same day.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
I want to ask. I'm sorry. I'm using my mic.
No, because she said you could find an SM fan, you can find a diehard Lumba fan in Shatta movement. Right?
Yeah, I know one personally.
Great. So
I can even give her shouts.
So
Silver Lady, wherever you are, and she's called Silky Lady. I think she works at the DL station now. She's a diehard Lumba fan, a diehard Shatta fan as well.
Good. Now, so the question is, because you're talking about times and seasons, right? Now that the Lumba is not active as it were with Shattawale, right? But if these two people were to have a show on the same day, do you think that a diehard fan would rather go to a Lumba show because that is where...
It depends on your age and the dispensation.
I'm coming.
For me, if you ask me, it depends on the age and what these two people mean to you.
Okay.
You understand? That's what I'm saying, that the age and then the digital environment we found ourselves in, or find ourselves in, has influenced how we perceive, who a diehard fan is.
Right.
Like, my mom or whoever... at that age could still be a Shatta fan,
right?
But she would go for a Lumba concert over a Shattawale because of the age, the memory she carries of Lumba. Exactly. Okay. So for me, I think it's the digital.
The
digital thing makes a huge difference.
Right.
So you will not see a diehard. Look, even if you have monitored the space over the weekend, it tells you what kind of fan base Lumba has. It's almost like an untouchable human being.
Yeah.
How much did they?
Well,
I was going to come to that.
But Lumba leads in that league. Lumba leads. Even Kojoenchi doesn't come close.
Because anytime,
I remember there was a time City FM ran a poll.
Yes, Kojoenchi versus Lumba.
What was the result?
Lumba actually won. But you see, that's the thing about this fan-based thing.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you enter the Kojoenchi, the Lumba debate, that's when you realize that the fandom thing is a crazy community. It's a crazy conversation. Siri, what is it?
We have like about 40 good minutes ahead of us.
Efo, go ahead.
No, finish your point.
No, the way he's scratching his head.
Hello. Presec, can I go?
No, wait,
go ahead.
Wait.
Zooming west. How did you do that to yourself?
But I wanted him to conclude on that.
No, let him go.
So what I'm saying is,
go.
At the end of the day, I am trying to figure out what qualifies a fan to be a diehard fan. Because you said that, for example, you love Shattawale, you love his music, right? And you also would like to call yourself an unofficial PR. Does that make you a diehard fan?
No, we call him. He doesn't call himself.
Okay, we call you an unofficial. Does it make you a diehard fan? So I'm just looking at the attributes that is often subscribed to, a diehard fan and someone who is just a fan of Shattawale's music or a fan of Sarkodie's music. I want to look at the psychology behind some of even the actions, because she says Lumba is untouchable. What that means is, if I'm a diehard Lumba fan and whatever it is, whether it's negative press, whatever that's going for Lumba, I am going to defend Lumba regardless. Whatever it is, even if I'm not going to be extreme, but whatever it is, so far as negative press, I will make it a point as a diehard Lumba fan to defend and protect the property Lumba or the brand Lumba.
Whether it makes sense or not.
Whether it makes sense or not.
Like what I do.
That's what I want to understand. Is that what it means?
And that's why I put the two together. And that's what the diehard Lumba fans do. And that's the same thing the SM movement does.
So do you think the SM movement is inspired by how the diehard Lumba fans
are? I don't think they take inspiration from it. I think it's just the love for the artist. So they aren't perturbed about the negative press. Theirs we are focusing on it, like there's a way Bulldog says it, everything Shatta says is right.
Right.
So for them to everything Lumba does is right.
Right.
So even with this great Ampon conversation, if you monitor it, a lot of people don't care about what the conversation is, whether we've heard repeatedly that he's allegedly done such to people. They don't care. Their fan is their big boss is Lumba.
Right.
And they'll tell you, do you know the legacy Lumba has? Not thinking about what he's alleged to have done. They tell you, do you know how many albums he had? Do you know how long he's lived his life, as a superstar? Just recently, I was told that back in the day,
So it looks like Lumba's fan base is also another fire.
They might not be the loudest. They might not be the loudest on social media,
but they're active.
They're very active. Let's Lumba put together a show or put up a show. You will see them there sing back. I said at the Cap Farm thing, I realized that Lumba has got. Look, when Kojoenchi, Amachi Bachi Dede was performing, there were times we took our seats. The times we took our seats until he drops a bang. Look, we didn't even have enough of Lumba.
Wow.
Everybody was on their feet from start to finish. And still wanted more.
This
and that's the kind of spirit
right?
that the SM fans show or exhibit when Shattawale is. So 6, back in the day, if there was a digital thing that we could refer to, I'm sure they would have said this was the Lumba of that time. You know? But now you see, even now, after how many years on, he still has a massive following. They might not be the loudest. That's why I keep saying, because the age and the times have changed.
But
so they are not. They don't have the fastest fingers.
But back in the day, were they loud?
Yes.
Is it because times
and that's what has transcended to today.
Okay.
So you will see that with time, the people who are supporting, and that's what I believe, I could be wrong, the people who are supporting SM today, who have the fingers and are doing the Twitter business, might not have that strength in few years to come, but let's Shatta put together a show. Because in few years to come, the priorities might have changed, but the love won't go away.
Right.
Because they have a catalog that they can still refer to. So it is like how today your parents will tell you that, hey, back in our day, now So that is how they too will be telling their children, and their children will be like, who is this guy you guys are talking about? So because at that time there'll be the children will have another king that they are using their fingers, you know, and to talk about and all of that. But when Shatta puts up a show, these same people.
I'm a citizen, a vandal, boy, better know. Kunka beating where we charge, the energy never slow. Thunder fire chanting, cause we in a movement. When you hear the chief is coming, seize your movement. Father, Bacchus, yeah. Come on, walk is coming, cause we in a battle, yeah. The Rasta boy leading, oh Lord have mercy. Don't you try beeping, we go crack your phone screen, you hear. When you hear iration, say away, away, away. Come out of the road, boy, say away, away, away. Come out of the road, fire upon the road. If them send you, go tell them, say we are coming, oh, away, 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 away. The Rasta bad boy sound killer. Smoke full up the place, you can't see me, John Cena. Yeah. Come on, what is a big nation?
What up, my people? I go by the name T-Rhyme, aka the stylish rapper, aka Conscious, aka Fire, aka what I say, BBB. You're watching Davcadotv. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere.